Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Glitter Cat Studios. Remember the card we did last week with the cute little crows? The pieces that we didn't use, we're going to use this week and make a card with those. So I got a great idea from a Tim Holtz video. Instead of using this background page from a magazine, I saw him introduce his new foil cardstock, and he ran it through an embosser. And that's what I did with my gold, and it turned out gorgeous. So I'm using that as the background instead, and it's given the card a little bit of a different feel. These are the dies that we used last week, which are perfect. I'll link them down below, but these are the two pieces that we had left over. This set everybody needs. It does a perfect A2 size card with the outside die. You don't have to think about it, don't have to measure. Now for the gold, I used the second incrementally smaller one because I like that little border. So after putting my double-sided tape down and using my little Elmer's glue trick, which you can find in a different video. Hello, General Toot, my little Bengal. He's always got to be the center of attention, little narcissist. So once I got all of the sticky stuff laid down, then I used my Elmer's glue trick with my parchment, and I laid down my first piece, which I suggest to be some kind of an orange damask. And then your second piece should be some kind of a dark damask. Now, once you get that glued up, put the parchment down over it. Apply pressure in the center, and then just keep working your way outward. And what that's going to do is evenly distribute all of that Elmer's glue underneath those very lacy, intricate parts of those dies on the outside. And slowly lift it up and you've got a great thing. Now, I couldn't find any flowers that I liked because if you're doing a dark card, most of the black graphics that you see are going to have skulls or crushed bodies or blood. So I colored some roses myself. I wanted to use some mixed media, so I found these metal book plates on Amazon. I will link them below. I've used hinges on cards before and little magnets. So pretty much anything you want. But this was cool. I found a set of 125 actual brass skeleton keys. What says Victorian better than brass skeleton keys? So I picked one that would look good inside that book plate. Now these book plates also come with hardware. There's screws. I've used them on wooden canvases, on stretcher canvases, just whatever you want to do. So at this point I realized I didn't like that when I colored the roses, the lighter areas looked teal. So I took my hybrid black ink that I always use, and I zhuzhed it up a little bit and toned those down, since the roses are not going to be the focal point of the card. And I got those glued down. Now, you probably use E6000, you've heard all about it. For what I do, and it's great for metal to metal, but when I'm doing metal to paper, for some reason I've had more luck with the B7000. So you can try it, your mileage may vary. Let me know what your experience has been. But once I got the flower down, now see, doesn't that look better without the green in it? So I now have to glue the back of the metal book plate. Now there is a little lip on that. You can see it. It's a little bit of a darker place in the middle. You can slide a piece of paper in there with a rubber stamp or a graphic, whatever you want. I wanted just the flower to show through, but that's the way I did it. These are just meant to be ideas as a jumping off point for you and for your design and your style. So hold that down for just a few seconds to let it have time to adhere. And then the next thing you're going to do is glue up the bottom of the key. Now I will warn you right now, these keys are great, but some of them are not flat on the bottom. So as you will see, I had to put a lot of glue in different areas a few times just to make sure that it was going to have enough adhesion to grab onto the paper, because that key does not lay flat in all areas underneath of it. And we don't want the card falling apart whenever we give it to the recipient, right? So I lay it in the center of the book plate, and I was actually surprised that I nailed it the first time. That hardly ever happens for me. So once I get that down, basically the card is finished. You can do inside what you want to. We tried the cornered edges. I didn't really care for it, but you do what you like. And that's it. I really hope that this has inspired you and given you some great ideas. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.